You do not work in the ER. You survive it. Your shift starts before your shift starts. Because the second you wake up, your body already knows what kind of place you are going back to. The fluorescent lights, the smell of sanitizer, the sound of wheels on cheap hospital floors, the little monitor alarms that somehow keep ringing inside your head, even when you are home. You walk in, coffee in one hand, dead eyes in the other. The board is already bad. Too many names, too many red markers, not enough rooms, not enough staff, and definitely not enough time for anyone to pretend this is normal. The first patient is screaming. The second patient is crying. The third patient has been waiting long enough to become aggressive. And it is not even the first hour. People think the ER is all action, adrenaline, hero moments, saving lives. And sometimes, sure, sometimes it is. But most of the time, it is chaos with paperwork. Trauma with a smile. Panic explained in a calm voice. You are not just treating pain. You are triaging madness. One room has a drunk guy trying to fight security. One room has an old woman who keeps asking where her husband is. He died 2 years ago. Nobody corrects her anymore. One room has a parent pretending not to panic because their kid cannot breathe properly. And one room has a guy with chest pain who spent the last 6 hours convincing himself it was probably nothing. You move fast, not because you are calm, because there is no reward for freezing. Vitals, meds, charting, call the doctor, recheck the line, clean the blood, enter the family, find the missing blanket, move the patient, calm the patient, watch the patient, document everything, forget to drink water. Then the waiting room fills up again. That is the part people do not get. The ER never finishes. It only pauses long enough to trick you into thinking maybe tonight will be manageable. Then the ambulance doors open, and suddenly everybody is running. This is where the outside world gets filtered. Car crashes, overdoses, broken bones, bad luck, bad choices, worst timing. The ER is where life stops being abstract. You do not read about tragedy. You clean it off the floor. And after a while, something in your brain starts changing. At first, the hard cases wreck you. You go home replaying faces, voices. That one look people get when they know something is very wrong but they are trying to stay polite about it. Then later, you stop replaying. And that sounds healthy, but it is not. Because now the problem is not that you feel too much. It is that you feel less. You still care. That is the cruel part. You care, but your nervous system starts rationing empathy like the hospital rations staff. You become efficient, quick, sharp, useful, and a little numb. A patient yells at you because the wait is too long. A family member acts like you personally invented suffering. Someone calls you lazy while you have skipped food, water, and the bathroom for 5 straight hours. You apologize anyway. Because in the ER, professionalism means being insulted politely. And if the shift is bad enough, you start doing the thing every burned-out nurse does. Dark humor. Not because you are evil. Because if you explain the day honestly, it becomes too heavy to carry. So you joke. You laugh in the supply room. You say, "What a peaceful shift," 5 seconds before total disaster. You smile at things that should not be funny. Because the alternative is letting the whole job break open inside your chest. Then comes the moment that actually gets people. Not the blood. Not the violence. Not the chaos. The normality of it. The fact that by 3:40 a.m., your body has adapted to conditions that should not feel routine. Someone is vomiting. Someone is sobbing. Someone is coding. Somebody else wants to know why they still have not gotten apple juice. And your brain goes, yeah, Tuesday. That is when the job really changes you. Because the ER does not just make you tired. It changes your baseline. You stop reacting normally to stress. Small problems at home annoy you less. Real intimacy gets harder. You become weirdly calm in disasters and weirdly absent in peaceful rooms. People outside the job say, "You seem distant." Distant? Bro. Your brain spent 12 hours trying to decide who needed help first. Of course, normal conversation feels far away. Then the sunrise starts leaking through the parking lot windows. The night crew gets that haunted, half-finished look. Everybody is slower now. Not gentler, just drained. You finish the final chart. Give report. Pretend the handoff was cleaner than it was. Wash your hands one last time. Grab your bag. Walk out. And here's the part nobody films. The drive home. No alarms. No voices. No overhead calls. Just silence. And somehow that silence feels louder than the whole hospital. You sit at a red light and realize you have no idea what mood you are in. Not sad enough to cry. Not stable enough to relax. Just empty in a very organized way. You get home. Take off the scrubs. Your shoulders are still tight. Your feet are cooked. Your head is buzzing. Somebody texts you. You ignore it. Not because you hate them, because you have spent all day being needed. And now even affection sounds like another call light. Then you sleep badly, wake up weird. Promise yourself you will recover on your days off. Do some laundry, stare at your phone, avoid thinking too hard. And before your body fully comes back online, it is time to go back. That is life in the ER. People think nurses burn out because the job is hard. That is only half true. They burn out because the job asks them to stay soft in a place that rewards hardness, to stay kind in a system built on shortage, to keep acting human while watching other people fall apart for a living. And some do last, but even the strong ones do not leave untouched. So if you know an ER nurse, and they look tired in a way that sleep cannot fix, that is why. They are not just doing a job. They are carrying the emotional shockwave of a building full of strangers every shift, and then being expected to clock out like none of it followed them home.